Hello, welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack Duxbury, Oz Power behind the camera. And it is summer. Summer school. I used to go to this thing, what was it called? Well, anyway, I used to get shipped off to a summer sports school. Now this is summer piano school. I'm going away. I've got to make some videos, hopefully with some information in. Personally, always felt that each key on the piano, and when I talk about key, we're talking about like the scale attached to the name of the key, so C, C major. Each one of these keys, sometimes they have licks and shapes that really suit that key. On guitar, sometimes people who are playing guitar or when they're new to the piano, they kill themselves trying to play the same thing in every key. And in my kind of ghetto theory, that isn't the way to do it. The way is about like knowing a few cool things to do in each key. So with that in mind, let's do it in the key of C. First thing to do, if you don't know, the key of C is amazing because you can't play a wrong note. You can close your eyes and play any combination of notes. They all work together. So if you didn't know that, try that out. And it really helps having a sustain pedal plugged in. Sustain pedals allow you to sustain the note as long as it's held down. So if I hit this note without the sustain pedal, let go, nothing. If I put the sustain pedal down with my finger, we can sustain it. And that's beautiful. I can put my foot down on sustain and now I can play any combination. Oh, and here's a weird one that I figured out the other day. I don't think anyone's ever done it. You know, you see people doing this. One, don't do it that way because it really hurts. You'll just cut that bit. A better way to do it is use your palm. It's smoother. And you use, but believe it or not, that will be a much smoother sound. But here's a new one. No one's ever done that before. I'm locking my thumb in, getting two notes. And that, fresh, 2025. So how would I use that? An example, I'd be like, I'd get to the, now, that's a cool thing to do in C. If you ever want to make that kind of posh ending sound, you thought, oh, because that to me sounds really posh. It sounds like I went to a nice school and, you know, maybe have a horse. The simplest version of this is hitting a C and playing a D major chord over the top of it. But a posh way of doing it is to put C in the pinky, index on G, thumb on E. Love that. Bit of a stretch, so don't worry if you can't make it. If not, just come back to the octave there, or maybe put the D in, because we know all the white notes work together. And then on the top of it, we'll arpeggiate this out. Arpeggiate means we're gonna spread them out and repeat them as we go up the octave. Next level up is when you're playing these type of things that are using a whole tone sound. I won't go too deep, we're just gonna fire through these. I'll put the D in, and then we can play the E. Another great thing to think of when over a C chord at the end there is E minor for a jazzy sound. Gives you that major 7 sound, and that being the operative, that's the major 7 sound, but we can also go, and that lick, you hear that all the time in jazz, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to target this 9, which is the D, but I'm rolling it, a little bit of an index finger here with the C. So I kind of graze that, boop, boop, and then slide. And again, I love trying to make it feel as if there's more movement instead of just going. And you can do that almost on any of these notes. So that's a combo of playing D major, E major triad, and then an E minor triad, and we'll put in that. Very fruity way to end it. Here's another one I stole from Dan Bingham, which is when you're playing the 5 chord or a G7, if you ever see that in the key of C. We've got that 5 chord sound. You can swap that out for this, which is playing an F with your pinky and an index finger with the B. And essentially what you've done there is you've kind of taken out the fruity notes out of a G7. So this is a G7. If we take out that B and that F and invert the F and then play it like rack, we've set ourselves up to do something fruity in the right hand, which is the same idea of laying a different triad over the top of the left hand. We're going to put E flat, then D flat. Check it out. So when you're ending a song, the classic one would be. We know that sound because we just did that before, so that's a nice thing to do. Other cool things in C, let's give you a lick. This is a lick I stole from a Brian Auger DVD circa 2006. And I've used Slick ever since. Probably my only jazz lick I know. I'm going to give it to you because it's a very powerful jazz lick, but I only know it in C. So this is how it goes, right? So we're in C and someone's, oh, you're playing in C? Check this out. And it uses the idea of enclosures, which is hit this G, but we're going to enclose it with the other notes either side. So we're going to go, we go one above, one below, and then that. I'll play you the lick first. I've used that for years, because even if you're doing obscure ALO song, you can just fit it in almost anywhere and see. It's a good one to end on as well. Here's how to play it. A flat, F sharp. And I can't do it slowly and speak it because I've just put it into my bank. But as I understand it, we've got a bit of software. So you see what notes I'm playing. And again, you can like push into different bits. You can then blues it out after it. It's just a way, and it got into my mind this idea of, oh, because I know lucky in C, all the white notes are scale tones, you can enclose almost any of them. So with that E minor sound I was talking about, I can maybe enclose this. It's a way to just introduce a bit of chromaticism, but with the focus of, I know the scale tones, so if I kind of hide these in here. The other big one is, you'll see me do this a lot, which is trying to put the third on top, this E and the G, because when C's on top, a lot of people play C like this. It feels so close, so we want to open it up and we want to get that E going. But I'll often go, and in major you can, almost any one of those scale tones you can approach from a semitone below as well. And then end with your posh stuff. What other stuff do I like doing in C? Always, if you want to get some rhythm in it, you're thinking, well, how do I do it? Instead of just going, you know, piano sometimes we get struggle, or people go into the left hand and it gets really complicated. Think about playing it with your index finger on C, forefinger, thumb on there, and I get that C. And you want to rock between that and the D minor. Say in a measure it goes C to F. I would think that, oh, I can fit in a quick D minor here. This is what I think. So I'll go C, F, again, quick. And you can do it from F to C. I won't throw too many more. We've got an advanced lick, we've done some posh endings. One other thing to think about is in C, I've always said about this idea of like squib squibs, which is this, you'll hit this sound. And it's about looking for the A minor scale or the major pentatonic scale in there, and then hitting notes like G and C together with these two, and then allowing this second finger to come down afterwards. And then with that as well, you've got these little nubbins. So that's the next level up, and then you can roll them together. And going up, the big Norah Jones thing, we were talking about this with a mate of mine the other day. Instead of playing octaves, if you put this 1 octave down, 2 octaves down, that's what I think of the Norah Jones sound. There's tons of stuff to see. Well, we'll do another key and go up a semitone soon, but I hope that gives you some stuff to think about. And this is all, you've probably heard them if you've seen it in my videos. These are the licks I go to when someone shouts out a key. I think, oh, I can put that in there. So let's throw that in there. See ya.